All praises are due to Allah and the person of Master Muhammad. My name is Brother Minister YaSin Allah, and I'm here today to deliver the preachings and teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, that the black man is God, the white man is the devil, and that we're living in the judgment of the change of worlds. That the old wicked world of the white man is going out, and the new world of freedom, justice, and equality of the black man is coming in. Before we get into our subject matter, I'd like to open up in the name of Allah and the person of Master Muhammad, the great Mahdi, who was to come and has come, to restore us who were lost from our own, the kingdom of Islam. All praise is due to Allah. We are living in some very great times, some very dreadful times, with regard to the upliftment and betterment of the black man in America. And this time that we're living in is commonly known as the judgment. This is the change of worlds, and that the black man and black woman of America must understand that America, or the white man's world, is only a temporary world. It's not a world that lasts forever. And that is the true meaning of the Bible and the Quran, that America, or the white race, was given a time to rule the earth, 6,000 years. And at the end of that time, the rule will be restored or referred back to the black nation. And we are living in this time now. We're not going to speak too long today, but we just want to touch on some very important current events to show or prove that we are living in an extraordinary time. It is prophesied in the Bible and the Quran that a wicked nation would be destroyed, and it would be destroyed with the forces of nature: rain, hail, snow, and earthquakes. And those of us who have been followers of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, who have studied the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, are in amazement. And the truth is confirmed when we see the type of storms, hurricanes that have hit America in the last month or so. Hurricane Harvey, Hurricane Irma. These storms are unprecedented. And this fulfills or coincides with the teachings of the Honorable Mr. Elijah Muhammad perfectly. He taught explicitly over and over again for 44 years how America will be destroyed with rain, hail, snow, and earthquakes. And now, in 2017, we can see this so clearly being fulfilled before our eyes. It is really astonishing. It is a beautiful thing to see Mr. Muhammad's teachings fulfilled, but it's also a frightening thing, because these events bring about death and destruction. And we as black people, because we listen to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, we have no place of refuge or safety from these events. So, as I like to say, we're getting what the white man is getting, because we have not heeded the call to separate from white America. Praise be to Allah. And Mr. Muhammad's very enlightening book, The Fall of America. This is not a book about revolution or overthrowing America. This is a book telling you, teaching us how God, Allah, in the person of Master Muhammad, has decided that America is the most wicked nation on the earth for what she has done to the black man and black woman of America. And because she will not do right by the black man and black woman of America, that she is number one on his list to be destroyed. And the weapons that God uses, the weapons that Allah uses, are the forces of nature: rain, hail, snow, and earthquakes. With all of America's armaments and ships and planes, nuclear bombs, when the hurricanes came, America could do nothing but get out the way. Tell everyone to evacuate, because there's nothing that we could do. That's the power of God. That's the power of Allah. That's the power that's on our side after being so low and crushed by these wicked people. I just want to read a few quotes from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. America surrounded with the judgment of Allah, and this is in The Fall of America. The four great judgments that Almighty Allah God is bringing upon America are rain, hail, snow, and earthquakes. We see them now covering all sides of America, as the Holy Quran prophesies, curtailing her on all her sides. And these judgments will push the people to the center of the country. And there they will realize that it is the law of God who is bringing them and their country to north. God blessed America. America never experienced the wrath of God or the power of God as other nations on the planet has. We read in the Bible, we read in the Quran about how ancient nations of the earth all suffered the wrath of God because they disobeyed. Whether it be the ancient Ad of Arabia or Thumad of Arabia, or if it be Rome or Egypt or Babylon, they all felt the hand of God. And to this day, the people in different parts of the world, especially the East, they understand the power of God. But God blessed America, and America has never really felt the wrath of God. But now, in this day and time, America is starting to suffer, to witness, to feel the power of Allah God and what Allah does to a wicked nation. Praise be to Allah. The white man understands this. He talks in scientific terms. He's not talking actually in divine terms. He's been talking for at least the last 10 years about global warming, that they notice that the planet is getting warmer and that this is causing some serious problems. And according to the white man, the North Pole and South Pole, which hold trillions and trillions of tons of frozen water, ice and snow, is melting. And this water it can't get out the Earth's atmosphere, and is one of the main problems from a scientific point of view, or one of the main reasons why we're seeing the storms that we're seeing, because of the increase in water on the planet. We know from our lessons that what makes rain, hail, snow, and earthquakes is that the earth is approximately covered underwater 3/4 of its surface, and that water can never escape out of the earth's atmosphere. The sun heats the water, and just like you have a pot of water on the stove, as the water boils, you see the condensation rise up. But that water can never escape from the earth's atmosphere, and it must come down. And this is what we're witnessing now. The scientists, the white man, is saying, we've never witnessed storms like this before. These storms are unprecedented. That's because of the increase in water on the planet, and the earth is warming up. So we can see the science, we can see the mechanics at play here as to why we are witnessing storms like Harvey and Irma. Harvey drowned the city of Houston, Texas, the 4th largest city in the United States. Alhamdulillah. Irma came through the Caribbean and devastated several islands there. I believe 1 or 2 islands, they said, are uninhabitable now because of the storms. But all this is the hand of Allah God. We're living in the change of worlds, and we should not be complacent. We should not be comfortable with our place in this present world, because this world is on its way out, and we have to bear witness. We have to open our eyes and recognize what is going on. Praise be to Allah. To read another quote from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad: 4 great judgments of Allah. To be plagued with too much rain will destroy property and lives. It swells the rivers and creeks. Too much rain floods cities and towns. Large bodies of water at the ocean shoreline will be made to swell with unusually high waves, dumping billions of tons of water over the Nile seashore line. This book was published in 1972. Mr. Muhammad was teaching this long before 1972. This is prophecy. We seeing prophecy fulfilled before our eyes. Here's a man, a divine man, the last messenger of Allah, ridiculed and despised by masses of his own people, following behind the devil and taking the black man from his salvation, tricking the black man out of his salvation. This man is he's prophesied, he predicted what would take place in the near future. We're witnessing now. Too much rain. The white man is frightened. He was so frightened during the storms about the high tidal surge that the storms was going to bring in. Mr. Muhammad spoke about this. Too much rain. What can you do with too much water but get out the way unless you're going to drown? And then once the water's there, it becomes poison with all the different chemicals and just bacteria that form because of too much water and heat. We live in some serious times, brothers and sisters, and it will behoove us, the black man and black woman of America, to pay attention, to understand what is going on, that America, the world, is under divine judgment. And it is our God, in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, who set all this in motion. Praise be to Allah. Before I close, I want to read another quote from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. He said, America's land being divinely curtailed. Holy Quran, chapter 13, verse 41. See they not that we are visiting the land, curtailing it of its sides. And when Allah pronounces the doom, there is no repeller of his decree, and he is swift in calling to account. Mr. Muhammad said that this means is that Allah is going to bring storms and earthquakes and other natural disasters on both the east coast and west coast of America and drive the people to the middle of the country. And then at that time, they would know the hand and power of Allah God. Woe to America, as Honorable Elijah Muhammad said. Woe to America, and woe to us for not heeding the teachings of the Most Honorable Mr. Elijah Muhammad and separating from this wicked white man's world, America. Yes, we have fallen in love with the white man's world, the wickedness, the drugs, the alcohol, the partying, the bling bling, and all the rest of it. We pray Allah that he will save us and provide a place of refuge and safety for us. Alhamdulillah. Remember that in the lessons in Lost Round 2, question and answer 13, it says, what brings rain, hail, snow, and earthquakes? And the answer, just to paraphrase or just to explain, is that when the mentally dead start to rise or being taught, that's what brings rain, hail, snow, and earthquakes. This is a time that we're living in. When Master Farad Muhammad came to us and taught the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and then the Honorable Elijah Muhammad set on his mission for 44 years, raising the dead, the resurrection of the dead, not the physical dead, but the mentally dead. This is what brought about the judgment of America. So I want to thank everyone who took a few minutes to listen and watch this video, and be it Allah's will, working hard to produce more videos on a more regular basis. And again, rain, hail, snow, and earthquakes. Pay attention to what's going on the news. Yes, there's a lot of fake news out there, but not all the news is fake. And be able to distinguish or compare or contrast current events with the fulfillment of the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Read Mr. Muhammad's books, Message to the Black Man, Fall of America, Our Savior Has Arrived, How to Eat to Live, and become wise and become educated. These books are supreme wisdom. You read these books and you become wise overnight. As you're reading these books are so powerful, supreme wisdom. As you read these books, you become wise. That's what they're designed to do. Alhamdulillah. So without any further ado or delay, I'm going to close out as I open in the name of Allah and the person of Master Farad Muhammad, the great Mahdi, who was to come and has come to restore us to our own, the kingdom of Islam. Praise be to Allah. Assalamu alaikum.